Right now, as you're sitting here watching this, your skeleton is being dismantled, not dramatically, not painfully, silently. And in about 15 years, you might discover this damage has progressed so far that a simple fall stepping off a curb, bumping a counter, could literally break you. But here's what most physicians won't tell you. This isn't fate. It isn't genetic destiny. It's a biological system that responds to input. And today, I'm showing you exactly what inputs your bones need to stay strong. Stay with me. Most people believe bone strength is locked in place by age 35. Once you're past 40, you think, I either have strong bones or I don't. Accept it. Your doctor might even tell you this. Here's what they don't tell you. That belief is completely wrong, and it's keeping millions of people vulnerable. After 40, your bones enter a reorganization cycle. The structures that carried you through your entire life begin a biological shift. For many people, especially those over 50, this shift accelerates dramatically. The statistics are brutal. 1 in 2 women over 50 will experience a fracture tied directly to this bone vulnerability. 1 in 4 men, not from accidents, from bones that have become structurally compromised. And a major fracture at 65 or 70? That's not just a broken bone. That's often the beginning of a cascade loss of mobility, loss of independence, and sometimes loss of life itself. But, and this is critical, if you're watching this over 40, your bones right now are not locked into this trajectory. There's a window, and it's still open. Most people don't know this window exists because nobody talks about the real mechanism. Not fitness influencers, not pharmaceutical ads, not your annual physical. Pattern interrupt, which is exactly why you need to understand what I'm about to explain. The bone rebuilding cycle, your skeleton, isn't static, it's dynamic. There's a constant biological renovation happening inside your bones. Cells breaking down old tissue, new cells laying down fresh structure. Think of it like urban infrastructure. Your city has old pipes, old roads, old foundations. You can't just replace everything at once, so there's a constant cycle. Demolition crews removing outdated structures. Construction crews building upgraded replacements. In your 20s and early 30s, this cycle favors construction. New bone is being built faster than old bone is being removed. Your skeleton peaks in strength and density. After 40, without specific biological signals, the equation reverses. More comes down than goes up. The mechanism isn't mysterious, it's physiological. And once you understand it, you can change it. Here's where most health conversations go wrong. They focus on one nutrient. They say, take more calcium. But calcium alone is like delivering bricks to a construction site with no blueprint, no foreman, no tools. It doesn't work. Your bones need mechanical stimulus, so the construction crew knows what to build. Building materials, the right nutrients in the right balance, hormonal permission, signals that activate the entire system. The absence of sabotage, stopping behaviors that accelerate demolition. And this is where it gets interesting. Most health content skips directly to eat more calcium. That's why so many people do everything right and still experience bone loss. Let me show you the complete system. 1. The load signal relatable language. Your body has specialized sensors embedded in your bones. When you create physical stress lifting something, walking uphill, pushing against resistance, those sensors send an alert to your biological construction crew. We need to reinforce this area. Build stronger here. This isn't theoretical. This is how your skeleton adapts. Astronauts in zero gravity lose bone density rapidly because there's no gravitational load. Athletes in high-impact sports develop incredibly dense bones in the areas they stress repeatedly. This means your bones respond immediately to physical challenge, not hours later. Within 24 hours of that stress, the building process activates. Weight-bearing exercise, walking, resistance training, functional movement is the on switch for everything else that follows. Even 20 to 30 minutes daily of intentional loading, resistance band work, bodyweight exercises, loaded walking, creates measurable rebuilding signals. But here's what most people do wrong with exercise. They stay at the same weight, same difficulty, same challenge. Your bones adapt to what you demand of them. If you're not progressively increasing the challenge, you're not signaling the need for further construction. 2. The nutrient paradox. This is the one that shocked me when I first learned it. Countries where people consume the most calcium per capita, places like Scandinavia also have the highest rates of skeletal fragility in older adults. Countries where calcium intake is significantly lower often show stronger bones. How is that possible? Because calcium is only part of the equation. In fact, calcium without the right coactors is almost useless. Your digestive system can only absorb about 10 to 15% of the calcium you consume unless one critical nutrient is present. With that nutrient, absorption jumps to 30–40%. That nutrient is vitamin D3. But there's more. Even if you absorb the calcium, your body can't direct it to your bones unless another nutrient is active. That nutrient is vitamin K2. Think of it this way. Vitamin D3 is the bouncer at the door. It allows calcium to enter the bloodstream. Vitamin K2 is the traffic director. It tells the calcium where to go into bone rather than into arterial walls. Without K2, calcium circulates in your blood and deposits into soft tissues, potentially increasing cardiovascular risk. Pattern interrupt, and almost nobody knows this. Most calcium supplements don't include K2. Most vitamin D supplements come alone. This is why people can consume adequate calcium and still lose bone density. Ensure your calcium intake, 1,200 mg daily, preferably from food, is paired with vitamin D3 supplementation, 2,000 and 4,000 IU daily for most adults over 40. K2 in your supplement protocol. Testing your vitamin D blood level, optimal for bone health, 40–60 nanograms per milliliter. The empowerment. Here's what matters right now. The science is unambiguous. Bone strength after 40 is not fixed. It's a biological system responding to inputs. Give your skeleton the right inputs: mechanical challenge, nutritional support, removal of sabotaging behaviors, balance training, and it will rebuild. Your immediate action protocol this week: assess your current movement. Commit to 20–30 minutes of weight-bearing activity daily. Walking counts. This month, test your vitamin D level. Source a D3 supplement that includes K2. Audit your protein intake. Ensure a source at each meal. Audit your magnesium. Add from food or supplementation. This quarter, integrate 2–3 sessions of progressive resistance training. Add 10 minutes daily of balance practice. Request a DEXA bone density scan from your doctor. Painless, 10 minutes, provides a clear T-score. Your skeleton has been with you your entire life. It held you when you learned to walk. It carried you through every physical challenge. After 40, it needs something from you in return. If you have aging parents, a partner approaching 50, a friend who's recently experienced a fall, share this, because most of them have never heard this framework. The skeleton responds to inputs: mechanical challenge, nutrient support, behavioral change, balance training. 7 systems. 1 outcome: your bones stay strong enough to carry you forward for decades. Next week, uncovering related topic. Because once your skeletal foundation is solid, what rebuilding on top of it becomes possible. If this framework gave you something your doctor hasn't, leave a comment below. Which of these components were you missing? Let me see where most people have the biggest gap. Subscribe, because your long-term health depends on understanding these systems before most people even know they exist. See you in the next one.